Welcome back to Boys and Ghouls Film Review, folks. I'm your host, Sarah Stephenson. This is my co-host, Mike Stephenson.
Hi, guys.
And tonight we'll be reviewing the anthology movie called Nightmare Cinema that was released in 2018.
Yep. Another one. Another good anthology from America. I mean, you got to the creep shows and all these other ones. I think VHS. This is a different type. Nice stories. Actually, I like Tales of the Hood. They were quite good, weren't they?
I agree with you. Incidentally, guys, before we begin, in the opening of the movie, I think they played a little bit of the creep show theme music.
Yeah, it's all similar. Yes.
Similar? Because it does
I
have
don't think they stole it.
I don't think they stole it too much of it. It does feel like it. I mean, every time I hear it, I feel like I want to listen to Creep Show.
Okay.
So anyway, let's get down.
This is going to be being how many? What, 5 stories? There's 5 different directors. There's a shitload. There's a bucket load of writers. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just go through all the people involved in production instead of doing a piecemeal for each story. Okay, so here we go. I got some funny names here. I have to get my mouth around as well. Okay, directors involved: Alessandro Bruget, I think is the right name. Joe Dante, Nick Garris, Ryushi Kitamura, and David Slade. They were the directors of the 5 shows. Now written by. Okay, there's a few co-writers in there as well, probably. Now we've got Sandra Buscemi, I think. Yeah, looks like it. I don't know, but Cheryl, I think it is. Yeah, it's a bad print. Alessandro Bruget, Lawrence C. Connolly, Mick Garris, Richard Christian Matheson, 3 names, David Slade. Now, produced by Mark Canton, Mick Garris, he shows up again, Joe Russo, Courtney Solomon. Now, I'm going to go for all the actors, not the parts they play. But, yeah, there's quite a few people involved. I will say one thing. Mickey Rourke, he plays the guy in charge of the creepy cinema. Now, I think he's a devil or he works for the devil. But, yeah, I'm not real sure. Anyway.
Or he's a ferryman.
He's a ferryman.
No, that's stupid. I'm only joking.
Don't be the ferryman. Don't even fix it, whatever. Okay, now, we got a couple of well-known names in here, but one sticks out quite nicely. Richard Chaplin plays a nice doctor in this. And then we got Patrick Wilson, Eric Nelson, Mariella Garija, Elizabeth Reza, Sarah Withers, Adam Godley, Ezra Buzzington, Stephanie Cood, C-O-O-D, Annabeth Gish, Faili Talavana, I think, whatever. Sorry.
That's all right.
Can't say too much more about it. Production companies, Scene Lou Films, Cranked Up, Nice Guy Productions. So there you go. And distributed by Cranked Up Films.
Sweet.
Total running time 119 minutes. I don't normally do that. I'm just padding it out because I can't say too much and I like to talk to you guys. Now Sarah's going to tell you a couple of tales. Have you sitting on the end of your chair? Ooh.
Yeah. So the story takes place in a cinema, no doubt. You guys.
It's a creepy old cinema. In a deserted street.
Yeah, it's all dark, and the first star of our victims, is named, I guess, Samantha Smith. Yeah, that's me. And she walks up to the cinema. She's talking on the phone with a friend, yelling at him, in fact.
Boyfriend, is it?
A boyfriend or a friend. And she then notices the cinema, and she notices on the signage...
Her name's on it.
Her name's on it, and above it, it's called the title of the movie called The Thing in the Woods.
You.
So she heads inside, and we hear the creep show theme I mentioned, and a ticket pops out of the ticket booth.
Automatically, with no one there. Self-service yet, with no money.
So she heads inside, and then what's it called? Oh yeah, a spotlight appears on one of the chairs, and she approaches the spotlight chair, and somehow a gigantic force pushes her into her chair. And then she sits. Then the movie starts, and then we sit down and watch the movie with her, and we see she's on the movie, and it feels like something a cross between Halloween and Friday the 13th, or Friday the 13th more than that.
Actually, I want to regress a little bit. I don't know whether these people are dead, because it actually says that people actually go into this haunted theatre, which shows them their deepest fears and darkest secrets. But I reckon they're dead, because at the end of it, the guy in charge, Mickey Rourke, whatever it is, actually says those people are dead. So I don't know what it's supposed. I think they're dead, and they're reliving their final moment, which actually pushed them over the edge. But anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, back to her story. She gets chased down by this man who's wearing a welder's mask
and some other good groovy protective clothing.
Yeah. Anyway, she gets chased down, and I won't tell you the ending to the story because it's way too interesting.
Well, you tell a little bit.
Okay. She gets chased down. She meets up with her boyfriend and one of her friends at a cabin in the woods. It doesn't.
That's a good name of a movie, isn't it? Yeah.
And they both get killed, and then she steps up to the plate like a final girl style and tries to take down.
And she confronts the killer.
And it turns out to be
somebody she knows.
Yeah, and then he tells her no less
a story about why he's killing everybody.
Yes,
he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, he's.
But I can't tell you too much. You'll give it away.
Yeah. Then we cut back to the cinema, and we see that she's gone. And then a new person comes into the place. A young couple, who decide to make out in the cinema, and they head inside, and then we watch this second movie. What's it called?
Mariari.
Yeah. And anyway, the couple are there, and then they watch the movie of their lives, of them, discussing the fact she's got a scar on her cheek.
She had a scar on her left cheek, and he said, "I love you anyway," but he said, I can get some plastic surgery done by my mother's plastic surgeon.
Yeah.
He's a very good man. He's very clever.
Yeah, and the doctor, no doubt, if you haven't knew, is Richard Chamberlain.
He plays a very nice, friendly doctor.
Yeah, he looked familiar to me when we first sat down and watched this movie. I thought, he looked familiar. And then I realised it's Richard Chamberlain, and it got me thinking about the last movie we reviewed that no doubt was called The Tower Inferno.
Oh, well, that's a long time ago. Yeah, when he was a lot younger.
Yes, so it was. Yeah, it was that movie we reviewed that time.
Did we review that one? Did we?
Yeah, we did. It was pretty cool.
I can't remember so many.
Yeah, it was a pretty awesome movie, especially the whole fire stuff.
Yeah, and how he died.
Ooh, yes, graphic.
Anyway, carry on.
Anyway, back to the story. It gets a little bit sketchy. Like, they don't reveal anything to her about what they're doing to her face.
And all we got is her boyfriend said, "My mother goes to this guy," and she hasn't. The girl hasn't met the mother yet.
Yeah.
But she recommends her plastic surgeon.
Yeah, and the twist is really, really good.
Well, she gets the work done.
Yes,
and he wants a little bit more work done, though. And in the end, she takes the bandages off. And I gotta say anything. And drum roll, she meets mother.
Yes.
And I'm not gonna say anything more, but let's just say she's highly surprised and very distraught.
Yeah, and it's that. Well, I won't reveal the secret.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, moving on, that very person who's sitting in the movie theater, she actually notices her boyfriend gone.
Yes,
and she heads up to the projector booth, and where the projector is up there, and he tells her that about how this stuff is revealing they're in the darkest nightmares and stuff. And we hear her scream, we don't see her again, and then we move on to our next story with dealing with a priest named Father Benedict, I think. Benedict, yeah. And he walks up to the theater. He sees the name of the movie called
Mashit.
Yeah, and it has his name underneath, and he heads inside, and he sees a puddle of blood on the aisle.
Yeah. Ooh, scary. Where are the cleaners when you need them? I don't know.
Yeah, he then gets poked by the projectorist and tells him to sit down and watch the movie. Which he does. And then he sits down, and this movie deals with a demon at this
he runs
Sunday
something
school. Not Sunday school.
So it's like an orphanage, maybe.
An orphanage type school, and where both a nun and this priest guy
having a bit of a. And anyway, a demon has made its way into their community in its building.
Yeah.
And it seems to bounce from person to person as well, I think.
Yeah, like a parasite.
Yeah, and it's doing all these naughty things to people and the children.
Yes.
Carry on.
But, again, I won't reveal the interesting fun fact.
A bit more about it. You can't say...
They find out this demon is conjured up by sexual desires.
Yeah, inappropriate sexual desires.
And I like to think both the priest and the nun had...
Well, they were doing a bit,
and that would have been bad.
Yeah, and they figure out who it is. And let us just say that it starts off with a child is possessed.
Yes.
And jumps off the roof of the church.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And we think, oh, that must be it. But the same demon who was in that child appears to have gone into a lady.
Yeah, a teacher.
A teacher who happens to be a mother of one of the other girls who might be staying there as well.
Yeah.
And it looks, and they think the girl is possessed.
Yeah, because
one of the mother. Yeah. So it jumps around.
Yeah, and by the time all the kids somehow get possessed by the same demon at the same time.
At the end of the
the father, Father Benedict, he starts attacking each individual child.
To sort of,
and
fight them all off.
Yeah, and
time out. We don't tell them too much of the story.
And I got to admit though that I did think they're possessed by demons. No doubt.
I reckon they are. Yeah.
And you don't go after the actual vessels or the actual...
Yeah, but they're trying to kill him. Okay,
I know, but as I often say, they're just the carriers or the and he could have exorcised the demons from them.
What, all of them? How many? One at a time's really good, hey? But stand on the line like no.
Anyway,
there's lots of them.
Anyway, I won't tell you the end result. It's too good.
Let's just say he has got to fight the kiddies off.
Anyway, he then wakes from his watching the movie. He's I guess whenever you go in this movie theater, you're in a trance and you get sucked. I guess you get drawn into the story, which is what we all do whenever we watch a movie, whether it's a horror or. Well, yeah, horror can draw you in more than any other movie when I think about it. Anyway, the projectionist approaches him from behind and I guess he kills him. I don't know. I can't really tell.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Anyway, the next story is about, what's it called? The Way of Egress. And it's about a woman who goes to a psychiatrist with her children, and she discusses how things are in her life.
She's going through. I think it's up to the viewer. Mm-hmm. But I think she's going through a mental breakdown, and she's going through some sort of therapy, and this is all happening inside her mind. Mm-hmm. Would you say that?
I would definitely say that.
And she goes out and she's seeing everything around her is ugly and decrepit and decaying and stuff.
Yeah, and we see it.
And you roll on as you carry on.
And the interesting thing about this story, it's all in black and white.
Yeah, as sometimes dreams are. Mm-hmm. That's I think so. I think it's her imagination, and she's stuck inside this hell inside her own head, maybe.
Yeah, anyway, the story gets darker and grimmer, and the people around her start resembling monsters.
Yeah, the facial features start to go, and they start talking in funny voices like this. Yeah, that sort of stuff. And her kids disappear and stuff, but she finds them a little bit later on. But we won't say anything more because it might give the story away. So.
Yeah, we do see her after this one, and we don't know what happens to her. We assume that she took her own life.
Well, we think she had a gun in a dream state here, and I think she's going to use it. Now, we don't know whether that was part of the reality or dream state or wannabe or quick way out. We don't know. Maybe it's up to you to put your interpretation on it.
Yeah. The final story is about a boy named Riley, and Riley approaches the cinema like they all do, and it just says dead. There's no starring Riley something or other, which is a bit odd because in the last four other segments they mention the name of the actor or name of the
the
person
involved. Yeah, it just said dead. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, he then goes inside the cinema, and as he's watching, it's about a boy, him obviously, and he's a piano prodigy. Yeah.
Prodigy. Yeah.
And him and his parents, they get carjacked, or a carjacker attacks them, kills his mum and dad, and attempts to kill him too.
But he gets away, but he gets shot in the back or something.
Yeah,
but he still survives. No. He went to intensive care and everything else, but he
goes
survived.
to the hospital, and they take. I guess they took the bullet was already out, but they had to fix up his chest.
Yeah,
which is kind of weird because he was shot directly in the middle of his
pretty much straight
chest.
middle of the back. You think he will take his spine out and maybe get close to the heart and different things and blah blah. But he got better anyway.
Anyway, he then. He gets several visions of his dead mother telling him to come with him.
Yeah, to let go and come with him because his father's not there, but he's dead and gone by the looks of things. But his mother seems to be lurking around. Yeah. And he thinks Mum's still alive.
Yeah, so he continues throughout the story. He sees visions of her. Also, behind the scenes, the carjacker, who's still alive or still around, he comes inside the hospital tries to kill the kid because he can identify him.
The police never picked him up because no one had identified him as yet. So, and he wants to get his kid out of the way so he can't finger him for the job.
Yeah.
Now, as a side story here, this young boy had been dead for 16 minutes or something.
Yeah, 16 minutes.
And for some reason or other, now because he has been dead and come back to life, he can see ghosts. And there's another patient in the next room, a girl, who committed suicide, and tried to commit suicide, and she had been dead for so many minutes, and she's there, and she can also see ghosts, and she knew that he was seeing the ghost.
Yeah. They even befriends him for a bit.
Yeah.
And when she notices his mum trying to coax him into relinquishing his own life.
Yeah, give up and go and come with me. Yeah.
She tells him not to listen to her and stuff like that.
Your mother just wants you to die.
And when she's out of the room, this lady, she gets approached by the dead mother's ghost. And somehow she snuffs it.
Yeah, I think, I'm not quite sure. See, the girl had been there and she died because he slashed her wrist. I think she might have slashed her wrist again.
Yeah, they said that that they think that she tried to take her own life again.
So and but she does get a bit of a cameo a bit later on.
Anyway,
tries to warn the boy.
Anyway, the carjacker reappears again, and he attempts to try to kill the kid. And luckily enough, the kid quickly tries to get away from him.
He fights him off, and I'll say he kills him.
Yeah.
But I won't say anything more.
Interesting fact, guys. The guy who plays the carjacker, he's actually Orson Chaplin, who is actually the direct grandson to Charlie Chaplin.
Well, there you go then.
Which is interesting. This is the second time we've reviewed a movie in the past that was about one of Charlie Chaplin's...
He wasn't his son in the Land of the Pharaohs?
Yeah, Land of the Pharaohs. So this is the second movie we've done about an actor who is related to Charlie Chaplin.
Well, there you go. Good old Charlie. It's all the family, hey.
Soon enough, while the boy is being choked to death by this carjacker guy, he gets a vision of his mum telling him to let go, while this other lady, who slashed her wrist, tells him not to give in. Yeah,
fight. Yeah, and he did.
He did. And he was able to beat the carjacker, and
killed him.
And the doctors arrive in time to save him.
Yeah.
And we then see him. Well, I won't tell you what happens then. We then get back to the cinema. Riley's he gets approached by the projectionist, and he asks him what's going on, and he says that these are movies of their deepest fear, but also these are movies are their future, meaning the future is written.
Because all these people who'd been there before him are sitting there down in the chairs behind him, still, like corpses. He said, they're all dead. And he said, you're not dead yet.
Yeah, he then, he then gives the boy a chance to get out. So Riley gets out of his chair and he runs out of the cinema. But then we see much later, as the projectionist is putting away some movies, we notice among the movies is
Riley's movie.
And
that's why I think these movies here are possibly the things which led up to their death, I think.
Yeah, I think that Riley was already dead. I think that when he ran out of the cinema, his story was not the end.
But he actually told him, oh, you're not dead yet, the other people are, but he ran out. He's dead. I think he's dead.
Yeah, and we notice on the signage above the cinema after the story that Riley's name is above the title. It says Riley something or other is dead. I mean, Riley something is dead. I mean, not dead. I mean, he doesn't. It's not.
Dead, dead.
But I think it means that we didn't see the full title of this movie, which could indicate that it was a bit of a trick to the to the audience.
Yeah.
Meaning that it's referring to that Riley is already dead.
I think they're all dead. Gut feeling.
Yeah. So
like all those other things, those vaults of horror and stuff. All these people, they're in a room telling stories about weird dreams, and they're actually dead.
Yeah.
It wasn't dreams.
Anyway,
that was how their last memories.
Yeah. Anyway, then the projectionist puts the movies in a vault, and he shuts off the lights, and then we fade to black. The end.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, and I do think Mike here is correct that these people are reliving their movie last moments of their.
All the things which led up to them dying. Yeah,
yes.
Like the boy in hospital, his parents got shot, and then he's in hospital, and he had to fight off the guy.
Yeah.
I reckon he finally died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he never survived his attack.
No.
Maybe.
Well, he did for a while, maybe, but then he died because of that last battle of the guy.
Yeah.
He might have died as well.
Yeah, well, the interesting twist ending to that one is that we see the ghost of this guy, of the carjacker, and it's my opinion that we didn't see the rest of the story, but it's indicated that maybe he kind of killed the boy when he was in ghost form. Because if the girl with the slash wrist got killed by Riley's mum, then there's a big chance that he was killed by this ghost.
Exactly.
Although I do wonder, though, whether it was his mum to begin with that killed her.
No, I think it was. I think his mum was so possessed that she wanted him to come. He wanted Riley to come with her to the other side. Yeah, and he was prepared to go with his mummy. Mm-hmm.
But I liked
man.
it. Yeah. Anyway, I did think it was an interesting twist where he thought he got away from the cinema. The light, it's already morning, which to many people would think that's a sign that the horror is ended. But
nah, not on your Nelly. No.
And we hear cheerful music saying that he escaped, he's got away, all that stuff. Sort of the things. Maybe. But then you see the film being placed inside that movie vault thing, and canister, deep down that Riley, among all the others, are now completely trapped in their movies.
Departed. We are gathered here to watch a movie.
Yeah, meaning he'll never escape his fate.
He may have to relive this forever.
And ever.
Like the other people might be reliving it forever, like it's been done in other shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
I gotta admit, though, I did like the cinema idea where people just walked into an abandoned cinema and then relived their movie nightmare, and we don't, and they disappear, or not disappear. They're still watching the movie, but and they're not going to go anywhere anytime soon.
Nah. Anyway, interesting little anthology. The stories were good. The acting wasn't bad. Mickey Rourke plays a good whatever he is, a ghoul or spirit or demon or devil or whatever it's supposed to be. Interesting. It doesn't have a big part, but what he did was quite good.
Yeah, well, I like that creepiness. I mean, guys, I like creepiness characters where like Tony Todd and Tobin Bell.
I love his voice.
and Mike.
Tony Todd and Tobin Bell, they got good voices.
Yeah, anyone that has a creepy old age look to them is a good figure to have in a horror movie, in my opinion, in my book.
Kindly old man
with a sinister voice.
Like me. Kitties.
Yes.
No.
So anyway,
Just
do you want to talk about reception or whatever?
Honestly, there's not too much on it. Basically, medium to good. They liked it. It was done well enough. The stories were good enough. Yeah. The people who saw it and voted on it suggested it's a good movie. Mm-hmm. There you go. No negatives.
That's a relief.
That's not bad. Mm-hmm. Now I don't know anything about budget or anything. I don't know how it was released. Where is it? World premiere at Fantasia International Film Festival in Canada. It received limited release in the United States.
This is probably the second
movie. We had another limited release the other day. Limited release probably went straight to home media or something or other. So bottom line is, it's a good watch. I've seen a lot worse than this, and I was able to enjoy this one. Yeah. It's reminiscent of the, I suppose, your Tales from the Crypt and that sort of stuff. It's, those little stories, and I enjoyed it.
I did like it took place in a cinema. It makes me think of an old cartoon series that's called Grizzly Tales for Gruesome Kids.
Okay.
And it takes place in an old cinema, theatre, where Projectionist would put up some really creepy stories about kids who get their just desserts.
I like dessert.
Yeah. Only in this movie, it has a mixture of different people who may either not, well, they didn't have any sins on their conscience or anything like that. Most of these characters in the story come off as some of them may have no skeletons in their closet, like the girl with the who wanted to get plastic surgery, even though that's a bit of vanity thrown in there when you think about
whatever.
That. But she was a good person, and I felt really bad that she ended up getting what she deserved in the end, which is sad.
Good people.
Yeah. And the girl in the woods who she got a terrible fate, which I won't tell you.
Well, no, can't tell. We tell it all fate, they give all the good bits away. So, but needless to say,
although the father Benedict, I think he deserved what he got.
Oh, not really. But
well, he was having sex with a nun, for goodness' sake.
Yeah.
It's a sin when you think about it.
Well, the point is, he didn't deserve to be chopped up by the kiddies, did he?
No. But it was probably one of his faults for causing this demon to arrive there. Could have been the motive behind why the demon arrived there.
Anyway, now can't say too much. We don't until the climax is up. But we give the climax away on these. It's going to be needless to say, they're quite good.
As for Riley, the kid at the end, I didn't think he deserved what he got.
Well, no, I don't think they're in hell. I think they're just dead.
I think they're in purgatory.
Purgatory, yeah. I think it's a case neither here nor there. And it's stuck in the middle.
Yeah, it's just like
Can't move on just yet.
Yeah, it's just like those that Night Gallery movie about these. It takes place in the Wild West, and these men here at this bar, this tavern, I think, and they don't have a memory of why they're there, but they know that they did something wrong.
And every night they relive their last couple of minutes. The time the clock will shine, 12 o'clock. One of them goes out and gets shot in the street. Yeah, that sort of stuff, yeah. And 2 o'clock to shine, somebody else walks out. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, and the guy who is there turns out to be either the devil or the or one of his minions, or not his,
Oh,
not
a
well, maybe
minion.
not his maybe the devil, just someone who's
Caretaker.
who's just knows more than but let on.
Yes. Well, he's in charge. He has. Someone's got to keep the bar stocked.
True.
Manager.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway,
I can't say too much about this one, which is sad because I like to talk about production and stuff. But
Yeah.
the scenes, the sets are good, acting's good, direction's good. I can't fault any of them. This one would have to be up there around your 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it a 9.
Yeah. Another thing I should mention, guys, Nightmare Cinema was a parody of a rock band called Dream Theater, where they would all switch instruments, all that stuff. I don't know what that's about.
Okay, no.
But that's all I could muzzle up for this
You
one.
see, looks at trivia and someone just can't find it or some things.
Well,
anyway, I'm giving it a 9.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 9.2 out of 10 myself.
Now here we are.
Okay.
If you want to get a copy of this production, this film, eBay, there are plenty for sale. Amazon, it's rentable, and you can get it. You can buy them there as well. So, I would this is a good look. This is a very good look. So, if you don't want to buy one, just go onto Amazon Prime if you remember and have a look at it. It's not bad. I think it's good.
I think so.
Another streaming service, obviously, or another platform.
I think that, in Shudder they do have it, obviously.
Well, no, I'm only checking eBay and Amazon as a bit of a benchmark. I can't go on every place. So wherever you can find it, have a look. You might get it for free somewhere. Who knows? Somebody might have it in their collection. Who knows? But
Anyway, it was I saw it was an awesome watch, and I'll definitely check out some other anthologies like the ones Mike recommended. They
it might be some of the old ones. I haven't done VHS
yet.
and it's some old English ones, Amicus Tales of Terror and everything, going back in the 60s and stuff. You might drag 2 of those out and compare them. And the one, what's the one, Dead of Night?
Yeah, Dead of Night.
That was an English one day done by, I think, Ealing Studios. That even creeps me out today. It's not bloodthirsty, it's not really horrible graphic stuff, but it's just damn creepy. And I like it. Yeah, so we might do that one.
Anyway, okay, that's about it for us tonight. I'm sorry this have to be a very short one.
Well,
but
we haven't got anything else to talk about.
But I didn't want to make these long segments turn into long
we
stories.
only talked long, forgot something to talk about. Okay, how's that? If we haven't got anything to talk about, we will not sit here and talk about, what do you want to do? I don't know.
What do you do?
What do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? Because that'll just bore you, And so we're not going to do that.
Yeah,
so you're going to get the odd short review, okay?
Yeah, so guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and let us know in the comments what you guys think of this movie, and we look forward to your opinions on this, obviously.
I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, let's kill it.
Okay. Alright, this is Sarah Stephenson.
And Michael.
Saying we'll see you guys for our next podcast, whenever that might be.
Oh, yeah, well, bye.